Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm James Hine alongside Bruce Badgley here tonight to bring you the first ever webcast for @LLHoops on Twitter. Follow us. We are here. I am the PA announcer for the Reading Fightin' Phils, giving it a go here with play-by-play for high school basketball. Me and Bruce are going to call it how we see it tonight, and here's Bruce to explain what the goal is for this broadcast.
Well, what we're trying to do is bring the fans into, what we see each and every week covering these games here throughout the Berks League, Lancaster Lebanon League, and District 3. First off, I want to thank Del Jackson trusting us to obviously carry the torch for him this year, but also Vern Sportsnet, everything with their support of this broadcast. James, you're a graduate of Alvernia University. This has got to be pretty satisfying for you.
It is very satisfying. It's nice to work with you, Bruce, and Lewis and Dylan, guys from Alvernia, creating a production that is brand new to high school basketball. Nothing better, a historic moment. I was able to do the PA announcing for Alvernia football this year in the inaugural season, and I'm just making it a year of new things, new adventure, and I'm excited to go.
Yeah, and this crowd is excited to go, that's for sure. This is a rivalry that goes back quite a ways. I mean, these teams were playing for quite a few years. I saw something where from Mike Drago, I think it went back to 1906, this year. So it's going to be very interesting to see. It's been a couple years since these teams got back together, but talking with the coaches before the game, they play very similar styles. Still very early in the year, so it should be interesting to see how these teams are going to morph, gain chemistry, and to see the energy level too. I mean, see how intense these teams are is what I'm looking for.
Plug it into this McCaskey.
All right, fans, here are tonight's starters for Reading High. Number 2, Jose Bray. Number 3, Wesley Butler. number 12, Daniel Coulter, number 24, Xavier Davis, and number 22, Jashir Sheriff. The starters for McCaskey, number 0, Johnny Simmons, number 1, Brian Menendez, number 2, Brian McKenzie, number 10, Isaiah Thomas, number 43, Makai Ortiz-Gray. McCaskey in their home whites, Reading in the black jerseys. Looks like Isaiah Thomas will take the tip, along with number 12, Daniel Coulter. As the cheerleaders get McCaskey going here early on. We hope to bring you a great game tonight, folks. Reading wins the tip. And they're off to a fast start. Jose Bray passes it off to Daniel Coulter.
Looks like he traveled on that first one there. Both teams playing some tight defense. Expect that all night long. Looks like they're in the full court press to start out.
McCaskey having some trouble getting the ball onto their side of the court. They finally get it across. Ortiz-Gray dishes it out. The three, no good by Brian McKenzie, but McCaskey gets it back. Brian Menendez with some nice moves. Gets it back out to the point where Johnny Simmons slows it down. Brian Menendez at the point, passes it back off to Ortiz-Gray. He's working on Wesley Butler, dishes it off to Isaiah Thomas across court to Brian Menendez, and a blocking foul.
Defense really looking tough in there so far. I'm really interested to see, how McCaskey's going to try and work against that tough inside game of the Red Knights.
Yeah, very good defense to start it out. Only 2 possessions on by. As McCaskey inbounds the ball, it's out to Johnny Simmons at the point, back to Isaiah Thomas, across court to Ortiz-Gray. Back to McKenzie. McCaskey is not driving the lane at all, passing the ball around the perimeter right now, Bruce.
Yeah, it looks like Reading's just begging him to shoot from out, and he tries it, and he missed.
Isaiah Thomas on the shot, no good, as Reading pushes the ball up court. Coulter drives underneath and loses the ball. And Brian Menendez lays it in as the crowd erupts here at McCaskey.
Yeah, points off turnover, always the key to any game.
The shot from Coulter from three-point land is good. And Reading answers, takes the 3-2 lead over McCaskey. And a turnover here by Brian Menendez, and a foul by Isaiah Thomas.
Pretty fast-paced game so far. Both coaches said that they were going to play this style. So, all right, let's strap in. Let's get ready for this one.
It looks like we're going to have an exciting game here, folks. Stay tuned to @LL Hoops for tonight's action. Bray gets it down low to Wesley Butler. Inside to Coulter, knocked away by Isaiah Thomas, and here comes McCaskey back up court to the corner, back to Ortiz-Gray in the middle. And he makes the shot, but the foul is called on the court, so no shot.
No shot. Wow, that was surprising. I thought that he got fouled in the act of shooting, but a good offensive play there. They posted up Ortiz-Gray right there at the free throw line, gave him the ball in the lane, and made a nice drive. Unfortunately, that didn't count.
The crowd wanted it. The refs didn't give it to him. So now McCaskey inbounds the ball. Johnny Simmons gets it in to Brian McKenzie. Simmons takes a shot from three-point land and misses. Another turnover here as Jose Bray gets the loose ball, and it's cleaned up by Wesley Butler.
I don't know if we're playing shirts and skins, but really nice job out there on the playground so far.
Isaiah Thomas down deep into the corner to number 1, Brian Menendez. The ball's knocked out of bounds by Reading, and we'll have another inbounds play here from McCaskey. Pass goes to Thomas. He shoots off the front of the rim. Rebound by Wesley Butler. He brings it up court himself. Passes it off to Xavier Davis. As Butler driving in the lane, looking for a basket, can't find it. And Daniel Coulter's foot is on the line. It'll be McCaskey basketball.
Wow, I'd like to see both of these teams maybe get a little bit more under control, and I bet the coaches would like to see that pretty quick as well.
You can definitely see the excitement, maybe a little bit of nerves for this renewed rivalry between the two schools, as there's been a lot of turnovers here in the early going. Another one out of bounds for McCaskey. It'll go to Reading High.
Yeah, going to be interesting to see how McCaskey counters. Looking, they're going full court as well. So looking at 94 feet, both sides right now.
Looking to keep the pressure on. Lots of mistakes, hoping the mistakes turn into points off turnovers as Wesley Butler sinks the jumper.
That was sweet. Wide open there on the left side of the lane and just dropped it, swish.
Ball goes over to Simmons as he'll set the offense up from the point. Reading High in his 2-3 zone, as they're looking to keep McCaskey on the perimeter and welcoming them to take a shot from beyond the arc. Pass goes out to Ortiz Gray for three, and he got it. 3 points. Net gets stuck, and we'll reset as it gets quiet in here after that three-pointer.
Yeah, I mean, Reading's asking them to shoot from out. They did and made that one. Going to be interesting strategy moving forward now.
It could be a game changer if those threes start dropping for McCaskey and force Reading into a different kind of defense. Ball goes cross court to Coulter, shoots the three off the rim. Ball's loose. Butler has it for Reading High. He steps back, shoots the three off the front of the rim. Rebound by Davis, and he is fouled on the play.
Yeah, it's Reading High has really controlled the inside of the offensive glass so far. They've had a little hard luck so far, but this one here looks like they got the board and will shoot two.
So Xavier Davis goes to the line for 2 shots. And it rolls off the rim, and we have some new players coming in for Reading High. Number 23, Daniel Alcantara, leads the pack in. Number 22, Jashir Sheriff, back in the game also. As Davis shoots the final shot, and he makes it 1 for 2. And into the game comes Jashawn Greaves for McCaskey.
I tell you what, this crowd is really into it so far, James. I mean, we had some issues with our sound getting going. Thankfully, we're, doing well, but, we're sitting in the crowd just like everybody else, having a tough time hearing. But great atmosphere for this game so far.
For sure, Bruce. Very great atmosphere. Hard to hear each other from time to time, especially when McCaskey scores, as we're on the side that seems to be hosting all of the McCaskey fans. As Simmons shoots a three off the back of the rim, rebounded by Ortiz Gray. And a foul on the play.
Wow, it looks like they're starting to hit the boards a lot more. Reading had a few inside plays there. They're going to have to tighten up that interior defense.
Alcantara with the foul, his first, as Ortiz Gray goes to the line. His first shot rolls around the rim and drops in. He's got one more shot as Daniel Coulter re-enters for the Red Knights.
Yeah, they're going to need some play. They're going to need to have Coulter pick up the pace here pretty quickly, I think.
8-6 the score. Reading in front as the free throw goes in to make it 8-7. Butler brings the ball up court for the Red Knights. Passes it off to Bray as Reading looks to set up the offense. And Bray gets tied up by Ortiz Gray, and we have a jump ball. Possession arrow pointing towards McCaskey, and they'll take over.
Interesting move there, setting it up at the top of the circle on that play, and a great move by McCaskey there on the jump ball.
Johnny Simmons will walk the ball up court for McCaskey as the Tornado look to take the lead in the game. 8-7 Reading. Reading with some trap pressure here at the front, at the point, and a travel and a bad pass goes out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about possessions. They've got to value the basketball, each and every time, but that was a pretty clear-cut travel.
Bruce, time is flying. 2 minutes and 45 seconds and counting here in quarter number 1 in tonight's game. It's unbelievable how quick this time is going by.
Well, when they're going up and down 94 feet on both sides. Oh, how about that Wesley Butler three?
And the Nets seem to keep getting stuck. Too many swishes here at Schultz Transportation Gymnasium at McCaskey High School.
Well, back in Indiana where I'm from, that's how, the home court advantage of what teams will do to slow down the fast breakers.
And McCaskey playing volleyball out here at the key as Simmons passes it inside to Ortiz Gray. He gets it back out to the point. And here's Simmons with the three off the front of the rim. Ortiz Gray with the rebound, and he's really standing out, Bruce. Ortiz Gray's all over the court, grabbing the ball, lots of rebounds, a couple of points. He's doing well for McCaskey.
Clearly, not only in but out. He made that three just a little while ago. Oh, all of a sudden it is stolen by Reading High.
Wesley Butler puts on the moves, and count it, folks. Wesley Butler, and one. He'll go to the line for one shot after the foul on a Johnny Simmons.
Yeah, going to be pretty interesting to see. Both of these teams seem to be just, flying up and down the court. I'd be interested to see if they're actually going to run a set offensive play here.
Butler's free throw, no good. The ball's bouncing around and rebounded, finally settled by Jashawn Greaves, and McCaskey brings it across half court. Brian McKenzie with the handles for the Tornado right now, passes it off to a Johnny Simmons. He gets it around to Naquan Martin, his first appearance in the game. And we have a charge, offensive foul.
Good defense there by Reading High. I think they were ready for that possession. Let's see if they can turn it around with some good offensive movement.
So here comes Reading High on a fast break chance. Wesley Butler down court, lays it in. Beautiful play.
Don't need offensive movement when you got that kind of athleticism. Oh, look out!
And we're number 15, Naquan Martin, not paying attention. The ball goes off the back of his head as the pass might have been intended for Ortiz Gray, who dishes it out to Simmons. Ball goes around the rim, bounces out. And a foul.
Alcantara there took on three McCaskey players and came with the ball. What a great effort there getting that ball. Wouldn't be denied.
Entering the game, Brian Menendez. He returns as he was one of the starters for the Tornado. Reading gets it in. Wesley Butler will bring it across half court. We'll see what he does if he sets up a play. Reading throwing the ball around the perimeter. And a travel on the play by Jashir Sheriff.
All right, let's see what McCaskey can do here now. Looks like Reading's still setting up in that 2-3 zone. Going to be interesting to see how they're going to try and work it in, if at all.
Reading High scoring 7 unanswered points since the Ortiz Gray foul shots couple of minutes ago. As Reading looks to bring the ball up court, 46 seconds and counting. Coulter drives the lane, no foul called, gets it back out to Daniel Alcantara, and he puts in the jumper.
Nice movement there, on that drive, and a little jumper there. Hey, Reading High pulling away.
We'll see if McCaskey can answer as time winds down here in the first. Simmons at the point, gets it off to Ortiz Gray. Back to Simmons, a long three from NBA range. He gets his own rebound, passes it in underneath to Deshaun Greaves, and he's fouled.
Yeah, good play there. I think that they were expecting a three to finish the half, and nice movement inside there by Deshaun Greaves to get that rebound. Let's see if they can cash in here with 7/10 of a second remaining in the quarter. Excuse me, 10.7.
10.7 seconds left. Reading could get a shot off here at the end. We'll see what McCaskey does. They've been pressing, so it'll be interesting to see if Reading can even get the ball across half court after this foul shot. Greaves' shot's good, and McCaskey's full court pressing here, trying to avoid a shot here at the end of the quarter.
Look out.
Butler inside to Davis. Davis to Alcantara, and McCaskey stands as time expires here in the first quarter. The score, Reading 17, McCaskey 8.
Thanks so much to Daryl Tillman, our Scholastic Sports Realtor, his support of our broadcasts, not only on llhoops.com, but don't forget, gang, December 20th will be on BCTV, so don't forget that one. And our friends at Reading Alloys. Lots of jobs available out at Reading Alloys. Call 610-693-5822. Ask for Alexia.
All right, fans, we're set for second quarter action. 8 minutes on the clock. The score 17-8, Reading with the lead. As Bruce mentioned on the commercials here, we will be on BCTV December 20th, Exeter versus Governor Mifflin. And in our next webcast will be December 17th at Conrad Weiser as Muhlenberg takes on Weiser. Ball goes underneath to Coulter. He gets blocked. Butler there for the putback, and 2 points for Wesley Butler.
Well, Reading is starting to insert their athletic superiority. Let's see if McCaskey can answer with some type of offensive movement here.
Loose ball, tied up, timeout called by Reading High.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive pressure Reading is starting to put on is really starting to force some turnovers on the McCaskey side. I think they're going to need a little bit better ball movement on the perimeter to open up some of those passing lanes. But Reading has had some pretty good interior defense here of late with a lot of those shots near the basket.
McCaskey's defense underneath the rim has been pretty good. They're blocking some shots and making it difficult for Reading to score underneath, but Reading still has managed a 19-8 lead here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I think that's due to the offensive rebounding. They seem to have gotten 2 or 3 chances just about on every possession, and I think that's been to the key here for the first, going into the second quarter so far.
It'll be interesting to see early in the season if the lead starts extending for Reading High, how McCaskey responds.
Well, they're at home, so hopefully the fans will keep them in this game.
Reading inbounds as Butler will bring it up court for the Red Knights. He gets it off to Bray, who calls out a play. Tight defense by Brian Menendez for McCaskey. Bray into the corner to number 11, Randy Guzman. He misses. Rebound by Reading. And Bray with the shot off the front of the rim. Gets it back out. Coulter dribbles around, drives the lane. Coulter no good on the layup, but he's fouled.
Well, McCaskey's got to do a better job on that defensive board. I mean, there were 2 offensive rebounds in that possession for Reading High. They've got to somehow get them off the boards.
Very important to hit your free throws in any basketball game, and we'll look to see if Reading High can keep driving the lane, getting some shots off underneath, getting fouled, and putting the ball home. As he misses the free throw, Coulter. So we'll see if he can get this second one in. Very important.
All right, let's see. Settles in. Swish. Nice.
1 for 2 for Coulter at the line in that appearance as McCaskey brings the ball back up court. Simmons dribbles around, gets it out to Ortiz Gray. Ortiz Gray to the corner to Menendez. Menendez back out to Simmons. Back to Menendez, and they're playing hot potato out there at the perimeter for McCaskey. It's stolen by Butler. Butler off to Bray, a hard foul. No layup. The layup is no good, and Bray will go to the line for the Red Knights.
Reading High extended the defense out on that possession. They were kind of, beginning of the game, they were well inside the three-point line. That possession, they were well outside the three-point line, and it proved dividends and forced them a turnover.
Another missed free throw for Reading High. They do have a 12-point lead here, so the free throws might not seem as important right now, Bruce, but down the stretch, this could come back to bite them if McCaskey can find their feet.
Well, I'm sure what Coach Perez is preaching at this particular point is trying to get this team into good habits and into good, positions. And, with anything, I mean, the free throws, as you touched on, are just paramount becoming a winning basketball team. But look at that defensive pressure.
Another tie up here as the possession arrow should be pointing in the direction of Reading High. Correction, it is pointing McCaskey's way. So McCaskey will keep it in inbounds from the far side of our webcast here.
Even though we don't have a monitor.
Simmons handles.
Like they're playing a 2-on-2 out there now. Very high degree of intensity on the ball.
Menendez from long range, no good. Rebound McCaskey. So some offensive rebounds on both sides of the basketball. Shot down low by Mohamed Nimmons, no good, as Reading brings the ball back up court. Coulter to Butler. Butler with the spin and a travel on the play.
Trying to figure that one out. Looked like a pretty good move to me, but, Reading High, the defensive pressure has just been cranked up a notch here in the quarter number 2.
Ortiz Gray swings it outside to Simmons, who battles Guzman. As Reading playing some very tough zone here, a couple different types of zone that we've seen so far tonight, and it's giving fits to McCaskey.
Yeah, they're just not getting the ball inside. They're just passing it around the perimeter. And that one's good, though.
Johnny Simmons with the 3. That brings the score to 21-11 Reading, as Bray will bring the ball up court for the Red Knights. Some handles out there at the point, drives the lane, misses a layup, and gets called for the charge.
Wow, well, the boy, he just broke some ankles on that one. Unfortunately, it didn't drop, but pretty move there.
Re-entering the game for Reading High, Jashir Sheriff. As McCaskey looks to put another successful scoring possession together. Lots of lollipop passes that Reading High is going to jump on at some point with how aggressive their defense has been.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's that extended pressure defense that they've got almost all the way out to half court. It's really slowed this McCaskey offense way down.
The inbounds pass goes to Menendez. He shouts out a play, and we'll see if the play is the right call here for McCaskey. Menendez gets it to Simmons, back over to Ortiz Gray. He thinks about it, drives the lane, puts it up, off the rim, Rebound, Ortiz Gray. Back up. No good. Rolls off the opposite side of the rim. Ortiz Gray fighting for some points, just unsuccessful.
He's playing tough in there. I'll tell you what, he's giving it his all. Unfortunately, not a lot to show for that effort, but they need to have that effort from him more often on the inside.
And the full court pressure from McCaskey now as Reading looks to get the ball across half court. Sheriff brings the ball across half court, gets it to Wesley Butler. Butler drives the lane, another spin move, no travel this time. Ball's tipped out of bounds.
Good defensive play there by McCaskey. They didn't let that one in, and Reading High is going to have to give it another reset.
The second spin move by Wesley Butler, and he looks good out there. He's very fast, and that spin move comes out of nowhere and gets him a lot of separation. Sheriff misses off the rim. McCaskey with the rebound and brings it back up court. Ortiz Gray drives a little bit, passes it back out, and then Coulter sticks an arm out, gets the ball, and we have another jump ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got to love the intensity of this game, but at some point in time, the guys got to ratchet it back and, play a little bit, under control.
Looks like the refs are trying to figure out whose ball it is going to be. And it looks like McCaskey's looking to take a 30-second timeout here.
Well, with the score 21-11, Reading High really taking command of this game at this particular point. But, McCaskey's going to have to figure out some way to get their offense moving at a little bit, as you talked about, James, the fact that they've got these lollipop passes because of the extended defense that Reading High is throwing at them at the moment. I think they're going to have to do a little bit more high post in and out to see if they can get some, at least some open shots on the perimeter.
Coach Freddie Ramos in his first year as the leader of the Red Tornado of McCaskey. We'll see how that timeout fares for the Red Tornado as they come back onto the court.
Coach Perez as he's in midseason animation form so far, that's for sure.
Butler pressuring on the inbounds pass, almost steals it away, but Simmons ends up with it here for McCaskey. He's stuck, gets the pass across court to Ortiz Gray. Gray settles it. He's going up against Jose Bray. Gets it over to Simmons. Simmons back to Ortiz Gray. And we have another travel, this time on Ortiz Gray.
Yeah, I'd like to see McCaskey work a little bit more on some high-low post moves. I think that would be effective against this defense.
Reading High pushing it up court. McCaskey struggling behind a little bit here as we have a travel at the point.
Yeah, that was just a little laziness there. He just kind of grabbed the ball, kept shuffling his feet.
Three minutes, 36 seconds here before halftime. We'll see if McCaskey can shorten this 10-point lead. 21-11, Reading leads it. Brian Menendez handles the ball for McCaskey. Another deep three for Simmons off the front of the rim. The ball goes out of bounds, and the refs trying to figure out who it went off of.
Yeah, not a good look when you're trying to figure out whose ball it is.
They say it's Reading's basketball. Sheriff to inbound. He gets it to Jose Bray, who'll bring it up court for the Red Knights. He's working against Brian Menendez. Dishes it off to Xavier Davis, to the point to Sheriff. Wesley Butler alone at the point. Shoots it, and he gets it. 3 points.
Nice offensive movement there. A lot of good screens, set play going on there for Reading High. I like to see that intermingle with the fast break work.
McCaskey still searching for answers here in the second quarter as we approach closer to halftime. Reading High's defense all over the court, making it very difficult for the Tornado to get anything going, as Simmons will inbound for the Tornado. Flips it in, it's stolen by Coulter. Throws it, baseball pass, down to Butler. Butler handles it, lays it up, no good off the front of the rim, but Reading chases after it. Jashir Sheriff with the effort, knocks it out of bounds by accident. It'll be McCaskey basketball.
Yeah, there were two Reading High players fighting for the ball for the offensive board. Kind of cost them on that one.
So here's Simmons again, calling out a play to his fellow Tornado. Gets it over to Ortiz Gray. He's working on Coulter. As Menendez going against Bray, drives the lane, dishes it out to Simmons. Simmons thinks about it, gets stuck, back out to Menendez. Ortiz Gray drives the lane, gets a shot off, no foul called. Very questionable, could have been some contact, but the refs feel it's not enough to warrant a foul.
To say they're letting him play is an understatement out there right now.
Here's Reading back down on their side of the court. Coulter with the ball in the corner. Thinks about it, pump fake, drives the lane. Thought about the dunk, went for the finger roll, missed it, and it's McCaskey basketball.
Yeah, just he saw that one in his eyes and it just slipped off his fingers as he went for the jam.
This time, Ortiz Gray to bring up the ball for the Red Tornado. And the ball goes around the perimeter. Into the game, Tyrell Melendez for the Tornado. And Coulter playing at the point, he intercepts it. And he lays it in. Bruce was looking for a dunk, but he got a layup instead.
That's okay. It was still worth 2 points either way.
He's very long, Coulter, up at the front, and the point guards for McCaskey are very, very small in comparison. He stuck that arm out there, poked the ball away, and he was headed down the other direction in no time.
Nice move, play there by Ortiz Gray. They got him outside of the defense there, and he made the mid-range jumper.
Xavier Davis cross court to Coulter. He shoots, does not hit the rim, but Ortiz Gray picks it up for the Red Tornado, and they bring it down court. See if they can get a couple scores here before the end of the half.
Oh, wow.
And we have an offensive foul and charge called on Tyrell Melendez.
Yeah, that's the one thing about, the first half here. We really haven't had a whole heck of a lot of fouls, and, it's kept the pace of play at a pretty high level. 34
seconds and counting as Sheriff brings the ball up court.
See, now, rather than showboat time, at that time of the half, you got to play conservative. You got to play for the good shot.
If McCaskey can put together a couple of good possessions or at least get some points here at the end of the half, go in with some momentum, you don't know what's going to happen when they come out. It was electric in here to start the game. It's died down a little bit, and we'll see if McCaskey can get some momentum going into the second half.
Yeah, they got to get this crowd back in the game, but more so they got to figure out how to penetrate this, looks like a 1-3-1 or 2-1-2 zone defense by Reading High.
A lot of time being spent at the perimeter for McCaskey. Fired up a lot of three-point attempts, have only hit a few. So we got 5 seconds left. The ball's caught at the point. The ball goes across to Brian McKenzie. It's tipped out of bounds by Reading High. It'll be McCaskey basketball with what appears to be 1 second on the clock.
Appears to be, we're al fresco, so to speak, out with the fans here, and that brings the half to a close there, James. They had a really difficult time that second quarter. Reading High threw that press defense on them, and really McCaskey had no answer for that. Reading High up by 13 as we go into the halftime.
26-13, Reading High. We'll see what happens here outside of the break.
halftime here. J.P. McCaskey. I'm not sure what transportation place sponsors the gym here. I'm with Dell Jackson, owner of LLHoops.com, the man behind this whole thing, aren't you?
Well, I think you're the man behind it, but we're sponsoring. We're taking care of a lot of the problems, so it's good. We got a good crew here. I'm happy. Stressed out all week, but it seems like everything's flying right now.
Yeah, with any of these broadcasts, certain things can happen, but like live TV, like people going right behind us here while we're on the air. But, we do this with the fans, Dell. That's what this is for. This is for the fans. We do the games in the stands with the fans, and that's really what LL Hoops is all about.
Well, we got a lot of people in the fans tonight, that's for sure. You got Reading and got McCaskey, traditional teams, places. It's pretty hopping tonight. I've been to a lot of games, and we got a new coach for McCaskey, and we try our best here at LL Hoops, that's for sure. Something new.
Something new, not only for the Berksby games, but we're going to be doing LL Hoop games. We're going to be having games on BCTV over in Reading. I mean, it's really going to be an exciting time. I think something that fans really looking forward to here, in the District 3 area.
I hope so. We'll see how it goes. I'm anxious, and you're anxious, and everybody's on board here, I think. I mean, McCaskey treated us great tonight. Set us up, got us some chairs, got us in here early, and, I'm always happy to come to a game at McCaskey.
Yeah, and it's, that's usually the case with just about everywhere we go. So many of the fans, so many of the schools, the Vern Sports Network, I mean, them getting everything together here, and, with baling wire and duct tape, we got on the air tonight. But what are you looking forward to in the second half, Del?
Well, I mean, obviously, I think Reading High plays with a lot of intensity. That's the thing. I'm sitting right at courtside, and the intensity on the defensive end is outstanding. Both teams aren't shooting it real well. I think McCaskey's got to get something going to the hole. They're jacking up a lot of threes, which might be their game, and it might be Reading having a lot to do with that. So, I think Reading's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that pressure defense, we talked about that in the second quarter. Well, the first quarter looked like they were kind of playing back inside the three-point line, daring them to shoot. The second quarter, they extended the defense almost to half court, and really McCaskey didn't have any answer for him at that point.
Yeah, no, not yet. I mean, they got a couple of players, and they got a new coach, and it's young crew, and I just, they're going to grow. It's a growing pain, and this is a tough way to start with, the 6A champ here, Reading High. Yeah.
Well, listen, we're going to have other Reading High games on this year. Really, 3 more, all of those on BCTV. I'm not sure if you got McCaskey down the road on any of your LL games, down the road at all.
Yeah, I don't think they're scheduled yet, but, one never knows. We'll see if we can round up some advertisers. The more advertisers we get, the better off we can do here.
Yeah, and you never know what the snow is going to do to a basketball schedule as well, unfortunately. But listen, thanks for tuning in on our maiden voyage. Don't forget, all of these games are archived on YouTube, so you can go back and take a look at it then. It looks like we're getting ready for the teams to get back on the court for the second half. Del, thanks a lot for all of your support.
Thanks, bro.
We're off and running, man. All right?
Man.
Thank you. All right, take care.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thanks, man.
All right, just one ads till we're ready to go.
Exciting.
Yeah. Well, remember too, it'll become a little bit more natural as we go along, And I'll be honest with you, it's going to be a lot better when we're both wearing headsets and we can just talk. We can just talk, All right, let's go.
All right, folks, we're back here at Schultz Transportation Gymnasium at McCaskey High School. Reading will start out the second half with the ball and a 13-point lead, 26-13 over the Red Tornado.
Well, I'm glad you picked up on the sign on, the gymnasium there, James. But yeah, I'm looking forward to really another stellar half of Reading High. They seem to really control both ends of the floor. Oh, and he looked like he traveled on the way to the hoop there, Daniel Coulter. But Coulter played well that first half. He's going to have to, step up again this second half to keep that lead for Reading High.
A relatively low-scoring game, a lot of defense, some bad shots have been taken, a lot of McCaskey shots coming from the perimeter. They've hit a couple, they've missed a bunch, but we'll see if McCaskey has settled down a little bit after halftime and can settle into their offense and put some points up against this Red Knight defense.
Yeah, they have to remember, they got to get back in this game one possession at a time. They can't get 13 points on one possession. So they've just got to run that offense. And quite honestly, they've got to come up with some kind of an answer for that Reading High defense, that's for sure.
Jose Bray brings the ball up court for the Red Knights. And there's Coulter again. He's been pivotal for the Red Knights on offense and defense as Wesley Butler puts up a three, and it's no good. Ball goes out of bounds off Isaiah Thomas. It'll remain Red Knights basketball. Jose Bray to inbound the basketball here for the Red Knights. Gets it to Coulter, makes a move, throws it out of bounds. Intended for Wesley Butler in the corner, but got a little bit too much towards the baseline there on that one, Bruce.
Yeah, I think that, they just got to be patient. Both teams, quite honestly, they've just got to let the game come to them.
I think it's typical early on in the season to see this type of play from a bunch of different teams, whether you're good or you're not so talented. It's a matter of learning how to play the game with composure and let the game come to you. Looks like both teams are going after the game a little bit too hard instead of settling in and letting the game come to them.
Right, and Coach Ramos, this is his first year at McCaskey. It's not only a situation of, the players finding chemistry with themselves, but the team itself finding chemistry with the coach.
Bray handles the ball at the point, gets it back underneath to Coulter. Jump step, and he lays it in for 2 points.
Boy, that was strong to the hoop on that one. But you see, they cleared out the whole side. Coulter just took it to the hoop. Easy basket. Nice offensive set there for Reading High.
Coulter is leaps and bounds above the size of the McCaskey players, and he's definitely taking advantage of being the biggest guy out there on the court.
Yeah, by far and away, Daniel Coulter is the man-child out there on the court right now.
McCaskey inbounds it to Ortiz Gray. I feel like Ortiz Gray's played the entire game so far, and he very may well have.
Yeah, I think he has. They've really got him, I think, got to get him more on the interior, but that just points to that Reading High zone defense. They're just not letting anything inside the paint.
As the ball goes around the perimeter again, here's Simmons, brings it back out to Thomas. Thomas drives the lane, loses the handle, gets the shot off, and rolls it in for 2 points.
That's the patience there. They got the good shot and made it. They're not, that's how they going to get back in this game.
A good recovery by Isaiah Thomas. The score 28-15 Reading as Coulter's underneath again with the basketball. Fires up a shot. Davis with the rebound, gets it out to Coulter. He thinks about it. He's going to settle it down and get it back out to Bray at the point.
Yeah, there's that patience that's important at this time. Reading High's got, a 13-point lead. They just need to take their time.
We have a foul on the play here. And it looks like it's going to go against Daniel Coulter is the
I think that's his first.
Person responsible for the foul on the play, and we have a timeout on the court.
Thanks to the support of Reading Alloys for our LL Hoops BC TV broadcasts. Lots of jobs available out at Reading Alloys. Call 610-693-5822. Ask for Alexia. And Daryl Tillman, the Scholastic Sports Realtor. He supported our football schedule. He's supporting our basketball schedule. He supports everybody's schedule. Daryl Tillman, a big factor in Scholastic Sports in Berks County. And what about Alvernia University? Thank you so much to the Vern Sports Network for your support in bringing all of our broadcasts to fruition.
All right, as the teams break from the timeout, it will be McCaskey basketball. They'll inbound from underneath the Reading High net.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it means, getting out of sorts or not, but, Reading High with a 13-point lead. They really need to play patient basketball and tough defense, and they got this one in the bag.
5 minutes, 15 seconds left in the game. As McCaskey handles the ball, that's Menendez. Off the rim, rebounded by Bray. Bray brings it up. He loses the ball, and the ball's kicking around a little bit. Finds its way to Xavier Davis, and he can't put it home. The best part about sitting in the stands, Bruce, we get to deal with the foot traffic that is trying to find a seat here in a pretty crowded McCaskey side of the court.
No, it's fantastic. We do these games from the stands because they're for the fans. We're fans, and that's a great three-pointer there by Isaiah Thomas, and they're getting back in this game slow but sure.
28-17, 11-point lead for the Red Knights, and a travel on Wesley Butler. It'll be McCaskey basketball. Let's see if they can make another successful trip down the court and get this game even closer.
Yeah, like I said, Reading High, they got to play, smart basketball at this particular point. Now it looks like can't tell whether they're in a man-to-man or zone right now, but got to play some tough defense at this point.
The ball outside as Simmons gets it after running underneath the net, brings it back out, tries to get it into Ortiz Gray, knocked away by Sheriff, recovered by Ortiz Gray. He drives the lane, spins around, tries to get a shot off, goes off the front of the rim, rebounded by Reading, and here they come. Butler underneath to Sheriff. Sheriff tries to come underneath the basket and lay it in. No good. And Davis's effort to no avail as the ball escapes him and goes out of bounds for McCaskey.
I'd really like to see McCaskey try some type of a high-low post move there with, Ortiz Gray on the free throw line. I think that'll work against his defense.
Thomas with the basketball goes across court. A lot of cross-court passes. Only a few have been intercepted, but as the game wears on, Reading might start jumping some of those cross-court passes and heading down the other direction for some easy layups.
Yeah, and that that foul there by McCaskey, by Reading High there, each possession now very, very important.
The inbounds pass goes to Brian McKenzie. He gets it over to Brian Melendez. And Menendez with the shot off the front of the rim. A lot of three-point shots coming off the front of the rim for McCaskey. And there's a three-pointer that's good for Brian McKenzie.
And the result of an offensive rebound, second chance points. Reading High's got a guard against that.
Butler with the quick answer for Reading High, and we're back to a double-digit lead, 30-20, the Red Knights of Reading. And a foul on the play here by Jashir Sheriff.
Reading High up only 10. McCaskey with the ball. Let's see what they've got in store here.
Reading playing very aggressive on defense, has 4 fouls as Brian Menendez puts it in, and the crowd erupts here at McCaskey. I don't know that Reading wants the crowd to get into this one, Bruce, as this lead gets tighter and tighter.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Actually, the crowd's gotten bigger, and now they're getting into it. Let's see what happens down the stretch here of the third quarter.
It may get to the point where you can't hear me and Bruce calling the game with us being in the crowd here. We're about 15 rows up from the court, enjoying this view and the crowd at the same time.
All right, well, Reading High still trying to work it inside where they do have a distinct advantage.
Ball goes out to Bray as he looks for Coulter, the guy they've been going to. He shoots it up, no good. Ball goes off the foot of Xavier Davis and recovered by Brian Menendez.
They got to take advantage of those good looks, Reading High.
As McCaskey looks to shorten this lead one more time, 30-22, 2 minutes and 12 seconds left in the third quarter. They get it underneath to Ortiz Gray, and he's fouled on the play.
Yeah, when he works inside, he's very effective. What hasn't been effective is McCaskey's ability to get him the ball down there.
So, Bruce, here we go. One of your keys to the game in our prep for tonight's show and presentation. How important are these shots?
Well, free throws, it's very important. It's typically what's going to determine the outcome of about 60% of the games that are played. So Reading High has some difficulty in shooting those free throws the first half. Let's see what transpires the second half.
Ortiz Gray makes his first one, the second one on the way, and he knocks that one down as well. 5 fouls for Reading, 1 foul for McCaskey. Score 30-24. Reading with the 6-point lead, 2 minutes and 9 seconds remaining here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that lead has just evaporated all of a sudden. And you know what? They're doing it McCaskey's doing it possession by possession, and they're being patient. And that's what Reading High's got to do now to get that lead back up.
Reading has gone cold, only 4 points since halftime. We're under 2 minutes to play. Simmons with the nice move, and he buries the jumper. That's the crowd again. And
yep, that's what they're doing. They've done it the right way. They've been patient. They've worked for the good shot, and Reading calls time.
Here comes the crowd as we take another timeout, 30-second timeout.
Thank you so much for Reading Alloys and Robizonia for supporting our broadcasts. Lots of jobs available at Reading Alloys. Call 610-693-5822. PJ Willahant's Pub and Restaurant in Wyomissing, or in West Lawn. They've been a supporter of our broadcasts all along. Thank you so much for your support of the basketball season.
Well, Bruce, I don't think we could have asked for a better matchup here. 1 minute, 38 seconds left in the third quarter, and we have a 4-point ball game and an electric crowd here tonight.
Yeah, it's great. Like I said, the crowd was one of the things that they needed to have behind them to get back in this game. That's exactly what's happened.
Reading still searching for answers. Again, only 4 points since halftime as they get the ball around. Here's Coulter underneath, loses the handle. And Menendez comes around, but he's out of bounds when he knocks the ball out of Coulter's hand.
Reading High is doing what they're supposed to do. They're working for the good shot inside. They just haven't had him fall down.
Jose Bray to inbound the ball for the Red Knights. So he gets it to Butler. Butler shoots it from the corner, and he hits it. 3 points.
Big shot there by Butler.
McCaskey seemed to take the play off, thinking they would go back out to the point, and Butler said, no way, I'm taking this three-pointer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he's deadly from there, and uncontested, he's money.
And McCaskey works the ball around the perimeter, trying to counter this zone defense being played by the Red Knights. The shot goes off the rim, rebounded by Alcantara. And Reading brings the ball back onto their side of the court. 48 seconds and counting.
Yeah, Reading High now pulling it out. Looks like they may be working for the last shot already.
Jose Bray at the point gets the ball to Wesley Butler. See if Wesley Butler pulls out another spin move to crash the net as time goes down. He might be looking for a three as he drives the lane. Lays it in, but he has a traveling call called against him.
Boy, just what the Red Knights did not need. Turnover, And now McCaskey's got an opportunity to possibly get this down to a 4-point game.
Coach Rick Perez not happy with the call made by the official. But here we go, McCaskey's basketball as Randy Guzman comes into the game for the Red Knights as McCaskey crosses half court. Brian McKenzie with the basketball, and he gets trapped. And Freddie Ramos takes a timeout.
Yeah, smart move there, but maybe not a smart move to get yourself trapped in the corner there on the last play. But going to be interesting to see what Coach Ramos draws up. Our friends at Sporty Fox supporting us all year long. Sporty Fox, anywhere, anytime, manage your team from your phone or tablet. Download it for free on the App Store today. Nook Basketball, another supporter of LL Hoops webcast coverage this season. Thanks a lot.
And the cheerleaders for McCaskey rocking the house a little bit, trying to get this team going. They're down 7 points to the Red Knights.
Yeah, one of the rare cheerleading squads that has enough room to actually cheer during the game. I love it.
We have a traveling violation on Brian Menendez. He's not so sure that he traveled, but the ref felt that he did.
Boy, just what you didn't want to have happen. I mean, 3.6 seconds left to go. Giving Reading High one last chance.
Inbound pass to Butler. He brings it up court. Drives the lane, gets the ball out to Coulter from the corner. It's good!
Oh, wow!
And time will expire, and the Red Knights stretch their lead back out to 10. As we head to the fourth quarter, the score, Reading 36, McCaskey 20.
With that turnover there at the end. I mean, that could have been really, end up almost a 6-point swing, quite honestly, James. Running up 10 now, going into the fourth quarter, going to be really interesting to see, what Coach Perez has in store, whether he's going to, run that patient four-quarter offense or whether he's going to continue to attack the basket. LLHoops.com, everything for all of your LL action this year. Not only the Berks beat, but don't forget we're going to be webcasting LL games as well. Thanks so much to Daryl Tillman, your Scholastic Sports Realtor. His support of Scholastic Sports, not only football, basketball, but all sports, has been outstanding. Thank you so much, Daryl. Oh, you gotta love it here, gang. As we called it for football, James, it was al fresco. I don't know, we're gonna have to come up with a catchphrase here for doing these basketball games.
No other experience broadcasting where you get to interact with the fans and see their excitement, feel their excitement. Usually I'm up in a press box somewhere, no interaction. It's nice to be a part of this. In our first game, we're in the fourth quarter, 36-26. Reading with the lead, McCaskey with the basketball. Simmons with the shot, off the rim, rebounded by Bray, and the Red Knights will bring the ball up court. Get it down to Coulter, their steady source of offense and defense also, but he gets the offensive foul.
Oh, boy, this time of the game, you got to be smart with the basketball, and with the guy having position there underneath the basket, you just got to be careful.
Coach Rick Perez telling Coulter to be smart. They have him up front to make it difficult for the passes to go back and forth for the point guards for McCaskey, because he is very tall out there compared to those point guards, as the shot by Menendez goes off the front of the rim again. We have a foul on the play.
Yeah, looks like a foul on Reading High. I mean, now they're in the bonus. Scoring when the clock is stopped is actually what the doctor ordered for McCaskey.
To the line will be Isaiah Thomas. He's shooting 1 and 1. The first one for Thomas is good. 36-27. 7 minutes, 8 seconds as we just started the fourth quarter. Into the game, Tyrell Melendez for the Red Tornado.
Tornado have shot very well from the free throw line tonight. Let's see what happens down the stretch.
Reading having some trouble and difficulty keeping the fouls down. They got 7 fouls as McCaskey has 1 foul. And Isaiah Thomas sets and readies for his final free throw. We have another travel as Tyrell Melendez.
Yeah, just in the game there. Cold, coming off cold, you got to take your time to get in the flow.
The inbound pass goes to Randy Guzman. He brings the ball up court, gets it over to Sheriff, and back out to Jose Bray. Bray to the corner to Sheriff, back out to Butler at the point. He gets it around. There's the good ball movement here by the Red Knights.
Yeah, continuing to attack the basket, and it pays dividends.
Look like Randy Guzman with the bucket, and he'll shoot 1 free throw as he tries to extend the lead here for the Red Knights.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes Coach Perez likes to take the air out tonight. He's going right after it. You got to give him a lot of credit.
38-27 the score. 6:44 left here in the fourth. As Guzman does his job and buries the free throw. Naquan Martin enters the game for McCaskey. Ortiz Gray to pass the ball in to Brian McKenzie.
Nice pressure defense, extended by Reading High. This is giving McCaskey fits all night. I can understand why Coach Perez is continuing to use it.
He's going to make them work for every basket here down the stretch. McKenzie with an awkward shot, almost gets it to go. Butler with the rebound.
It's getting a little rough underneath the basket there. Both teams really going after it.
Bray drives the lane, dishes it out. Here's Guzman from the free throw line, and he buries it. And Reading's starting to pull away a little bit here after the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, and amazing what, some good open shots and knocking them down does for you.
It seems that Coach Perez was able to settle his team down here and get them refocused for this fourth quarter.
Yeah, and, a couple of turnovers and, a bad possession there from McCaskey. And now Reading High trying to stretch this lead out once again.
Reading will look to slow it down here a little bit and take their time bringing the ball up. Gets the ball back out to the point to Sheriff. And the ball movement, again, very good by the Red Knights as Coulter drives the lane.
As an experienced player, he's really got to, show this team that you've got to protect the basketball, value each possession regardless whether you're up or whether you're down.
The pass goes in underneath to Naquan Martin. His shot goes off the backboard, then the rim, no good. A poor quality shot there on his behalf.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't anybody even down under the basket for a board there. Not a good possession. And, acrobatic one there by Butler. Oh, my.
He's been playing well all night. He has 23 points, Bruce. What a performance by Butler.
Well, Butler and Coulter are going to be expected to lead this team all year, and they've done that tonight, that's for sure.
Butler to the line, the score 43-27, and the free throw falls for Butler to give him his 24th. Looking for answers as the game comes down here to 5 minutes. Ortiz Gray gets the ball over to Isaiah Thomas, who gets it underneath on a beautiful pass. Beautiful pass to Tyrell Melendez for 2 points.
Well, they're going to have to really speed up the offense down 15 with about 4:50 to go. They're really going to have to pick up the tempo on the offensive end there for McCaskey.
And here's Butler at the point. Jashir Sheriff, no good, and a quick pass down and 2 points for McCaskey. Here we go again.
Here we go. Well, let's see. Look, they've got to protect the ball. It's gonna be interesting to see. It looks like Coach Perez is gonna call a timeout. He's gonna regroup, and I would expect them maybe to come out and maybe take the air off the ball a little bit, I would say. Thank you to Reading Alloys and Robizonia for your support of our broadcast, not only on the webcast, but with underwriting the BCTV programming. Plenty of good jobs available at Reading Alloys, 610-693-5822. Daryl Tillman, our Scholastic Sports Realtor, thank you so much for your support of high school athletics. And PJ Willihan's support through fundraisers, support of our broadcasts. Thank you so much to PJ Willihan's.
Here we go, 4 minutes, 22 seconds left in the first ever LL Hoops broadcast by James Hine and Bruce Badgley.
Oh boy, I tell you what. No, I mean, that's only the second time you've said that since we started this, because this has been a really exciting game so far. Wow, Reading wide open, and oh my, they got to protect the ball here. And I am a little surprised that Coach Perez continued to attack the basket.
Coulter got a little over anxious as he didn't expect to be that wide open.
There was nobody even close.
So McCaskey down 13 points. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left. Fourth quarter. McCaskey in the bonus. As we're trying to clear the court here of some extra sweat that's gotten onto the floor.
Well, that's you made a great point there about McCaskey being in the bonus. I mean, Reading has got to be very careful here down the stretch with their fouls.
Reading's got one man up. That's Randy Guzman. He's playing off the point guard on the approach here as Isaiah Thomas gets it in to McKenzie. McKenzie loses the handles, gets it back, and lays it in. McKenzie for 2 points.
Well, he just didn't give up. He had the ball knocked out, stayed after it, got it back, laid it in. Nice effort.
Lots of second chances, even 3 times people have had the opportunity to put the ball in the hoop for both sides, and Brian McKenzie takes advantage there as we have a foul on the play.
Yeah, Reading High, I mean, I don't think they're in the bonus yet, but McCaskey's going to have to start thinking about what strategy that they want to do related to fouls.
Jose Bray to get the ball inbounded here for the Red Knights. He gets it into Wesley Butler, who sends it out to Daniel Coulter. Coulter swings it around to Guzman. Butler getting tied up. He gets it out just in time before they blew the whistle. And there's Butler in the corner for 3, and he's got it.
Wow, I think that gives them 27 if that was a three-pointer. Wow, what a game.
It is 27 points for Butler, 3:22 left in the game. 47-33, Red Knights.
Despite, obviously everything that goes out of the game, he's really had an outstanding performance leading this Red Knight team this evening.
McCaskey still putting up a solid fight, and we have an offensive foul here on Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Yeah, just, good defense there by the Red Knights. I mean, McCaskey, I think, is going to have to throw out all the stop. They're going to have to start pressing full court here now.
Carter Gingrich making his first appearance for the Red Tornado. As Reading will inbound the basketball. Butler has it, stumbles a little bit, keeps the basketball, spins around, gets the ball out to Guzman, who thinks about it, drives the lane, throws it away to Brian McKenzie. McKenzie up the court, has his options. He chooses Ortiz Gray, and there's 2 more points.
Well, just what they needed, a turnover and a fast break bucket. Down 12 with 3 minutes to go. I mean, that's not insurmountable. I'm really going to be interested to see, what Coach Perez does now with 3 minutes left.
So as we come down to the wire here on our LL Hoops broadcast, it's been a pleasure, Bruce. I couldn't imagine this much excitement at a high school basketball game, but I'm enjoying my time here calling the game with you and giving our perspective and how we see it, just like what we're trying to accomplish, and give a fan's perspective of the game and give these high school basketball players the props they deserve and get them on TV, PCTV, get them on webcasts, and let them show Berks County what they can do.
Yeah, I think it's something that's been sorely missed. Obviously, LL Hoops thinks it's been sorely missed. That, we give people not only around Berks County, but all around the country. There are so many alumni of these schools scattered all around the country that would absolutely love to see their teams play on a regular basis. And that's what we're here to do, not only locally, but all these fans, especially Red Knights. Hey, Lonnie Walker now can watch Red Knights basketball anytime he wants to.
Our next webcast will come to you December 17th from Conrad Weiser High School, Muhlenberg versus Weiser. That'll be a good one for us. I know it'll be a lot less travel on our end there, Bruce.
Yeah, we don't really mind the travel. It is going to be nice, being back in Berks County and that. But we'll go wherever we need to go to do a game. I know that there's going to be some LL games that are going to be done as well, so should be a great time. We look forward to everybody, staying tuned throughout the season for all of our broadcasts.
Reading with the basketball, another turnover as Isaiah Thomas takes it in, lays it in, and it's a 10-point game.
They just gave him that one. Oh boy, full court press. Let's see what happens.
Another errant pass by the Red Knights turns into 2 points for McCaskey. And there's been several plays here down the stretch that McCaskey hasn't really had to work for those points. They've just been picking up a stray basketball and taking it down and laying it in.
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of teaching points for both coaches after this game, that's for sure.
Jose Bray to the line for the Red Knights as they're in the bonus. He'll shoot 1 and 1.
Here we go. What we talk about, free throws.
He's got the first one. 48-37, 2 minutes, 38 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. 7 fouls apiece. McCaskey really caught up on the fouls, but they needed to be able to foul and stop the clock here late in the game.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I talked about strategy. They have the ability to figure out, to get the ball out of the Red Knights' hands when they need to.
McCaskey's been firing threes up all night. If they get a couple to fall, this game could get real close quickly. As Reading gets the ball out of there. Jashir Sheriff. Could that be the dagger? I don't know.
I don't know about that, but I think number 24 there needed to do a better job of, if he's going to foul him, but don't just, allow him to make the basket and then.
Jashir Sheriff to the line for 1, 51-37.
I think James understands now why we sit in front of the camera at these games.
For sure. Lots of foot traffic going in front of that camera. We have to try and deflect it as much as possible so you guys can get a clear view at home.
Yeah, But anyway, that's the beauty of what we do. We're here for the fans.
Checking into the game, Brian Menendez, number 1 for the Red Tornado. Red Knights basketball, Bray to inbound. And another turnover by the Red Knights. McCaskey has the ball. It's Simmons. He brings it up across half court. Ball's poked away, but it finds its way to Menendez. Menendez to Isaiah Thomas. He works around, drives the lane. A little dipsy, due for 2, and a foul.
Yeah, the hoop and the harm there. Quite a move, but, they're going to need quite a bit of that here in the last 2 minutes, down 13.
The Red Knights make a quality move, getting Coulter underneath instead of Bray. Get him in the position for a rebound here if Isaiah Thomas does not make this free throw, but he does. Nothing but net. 3-point play for McCaskey, 52-40. And it's stolen again. Another turnover by the Red Knights late in the game.
Amazing. Oh, they had...
McCaskey with another bucket.
Wow, I tell you what, Reading's got to settle down. I mean, protect the basketball at this point.
The lead back down to 10, 1 minute 35 seconds as Bray works the basketball towards the net, dishes it off to Sheriff, then to Butler. Butler and the foul.
Well, Butler, I think that gives him at least 29 points now. Got an opportunity for 30. I mean, what more can you say other than, Reading's got to make sure that, they're not just giving the ball away here. I mean, now they've got a 12-point lead, 1:30 to go. They're at the free throw line. They're in control. Right now they're playing against the clock. They're not playing against McCaskey.
So Butler looks for his 30th point, and he gets it. Quarter, Schultz Transportation Gymnasium here at McCaskey High School. And we have a foul here on Randy Guzman.
I don't think I've ever seen so much like late game traffic. Usually it's the beginning of the game, but, give these McCaskey fans credit. They've been here right till the end.
Ortiz Gray to the line. First free throw is in and out, and Butler handles the rebound. He gets it over to Bray, who can take his time coming up court, but he's bringing it up pretty quick, Bruce.
I'm really surprised. It looks like they're kind of spreading it out now. Yeah, it looks like they're taking the air out of the ball now.
13-point lead for the Red Knights, and a foul on the play. Ortiz Gray with the foul. That'll send Bray to the line, shooting 1-1 for the Red Knights. Correction, 2 shots for Bray.
Yeah, it looks like they're, they're in the double bonus. So.
Reading High, double bonus and possession arrow in their favor as Bray makes the first shot to extend the lead to 14. Free throws at the end of the game, making this one a little bit out of reach. 15-point lead, 1 minute, 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, despite, all of the issues, that, Reading High had, they played a very good game. They're going to come away with the W here. And, it's good to get this experience in a hostile environment, on the road. For this young Reading High team, but you can't, say enough about Butler. 30 points. He's hit him from out, he's hit him from in, and he's led this Red Knights team to victory tonight. That's for sure.
He's definitely stood out for the Red Knights.
have you move.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry, y'all not busting me? No, we're not. I'm moving right there.
And here we go as Bruce and I have cleared out the fans surrounding us. Some decided to move and some are on their way out for McCaskey. But we're here for the final minute as McCaskey's down 15 points, 57-42.
Yeah, I mean, another Red Knight, steal and another travel. That's been a reoccurring theme tonight. Obviously a teaching point for Coach Perez moving forward. But, overall, very solid, I think, defensive performance and offensive, rebounding performance for Reading High tonight to get this W. They really kept McCaskey, out of any kind of offensive rhythm, really from the second quarter on. They just couldn't get the ball inside, and that really proved to be the difference.
I play from McCaskey. We're under 20 seconds to play, 57-42. As Jose Bray will make another appearance at the free throw line for the Red Knights. You can put this game on ice, Bruce. There's no chance of a comeback here, it's safe to say. So we did have a lot of excitement in this game, a little bit of back and forth. The beginning of the game, very chaotic, controlled a little bit in the second half, still a lot of fouls. But overall, a good first game for our LL Hoops broadcast.
Well, very entertaining game, quite honestly. Looks like the final's going to end up 58-42 in favor of the Red Knights. What can you say? I mean, our first basketball game on LLHoops.com, a first basketball game that you and I have worked together, James. I think we did, very well tonight. I hope our fans, stick with us throughout the season. And, gosh, this is just the start of, I think a lot of big things with LL Hoops, with the Vern Sports Network. I can't say enough about, everything that they've done for high school sports broadcasting, in this area. And it's only going to get better. Just wait till we get some of these games on BCTV, really next week, and then throughout the month of January. But thanks, pal. I mean, it was a lot of fun tonight. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, very great game to call. My first play-by-play call in basketball in general. Did a little bit of baseball. It's a lot different, a lot more fast-paced. I don't have to make up as many stories. So it's very nice to just kind of spit back what I'm seeing going on the court. Special thanks to Louis Gallan, our producer, Louis Gallan. My mistake, Gallan. This is the first game. This is the first game.
At least he got the players' names right. I mean, who cares about the show producer, right?
He produces this beautiful broadcast telecast here on LL Hoops. Special thanks to Dylan Bennett, production specialist, Nick Fucci, our cameraman, and of course, Del Jackson, the owner of LL Hoops. And special thanks go out to Bruce Badgley.
I don't know why. I mean, I just sat here and let you do, all the hard work out there tonight. But no, it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully next week we'll actually have our headsets to where we can, maybe relax a little bit more. We did have a few technical difficulties, but give Dylan and Lewis a lot of credit. If you followed us on our football broadcast, we had these, little hiccups here and there throughout. Those guys got us through with flying colors tonight, got us on the air, and wow, I'm ready for the next game, and that's going to be the 17th there when Muhlenberg visits Conrad Weiser, right?
Yep, that's the next webcast. That's a final here at Schultz Transportation Gymnasium at McCaskey High School. The final score: Reading High 58, McCaskey 42. For Bruce Badgley, I'm James Hines signing off.